Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today let's talk about the Detroit Pistons star Jerami Grant, who's leading the team in points per game and has really been helping the team get a few wins. This season, Grant is averaging 24.3 points, 6.4 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 44.3% from the field, 38.2% from three, and 84.5% from the free throw line. Jerami is kind of like a stretch four, a Kevin Durant type of player, except he's a bit shorter, but his game is very similar to Durant's, whereas he can get to the wing and shoot some jumpers. He can go to the basket, and because all of his defenders are almost always shorter than him, he has the ability to just soar to the rim with ease like that. Grant is one of my favorite players in the league right now as a breakout star, and he is a favorite to win MIP Most Improved Player of the Year award this season, and I'll tell you why. Because last season, he was only averaging 12 points a game on a struggling Denver Nuggets team who made it to the Western Conference Finals, but then struggled and got gentlemen swept by the Lakers. But now Grant is in a great situation on a very horrendous team where he is in the position to put up some points. And Grant is having a career high in everything. Every single major stat: points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks, which is just so incredible to me. Jerami has the length of a bull type of player, but he's not that tall, obviously, but it feels like he can just block every single shot that is in his way. Like, aside from his offensive traits, I feel like his defensive traits get way too underrated because he is on a bad team, and he's on a small market team, the Detroit Pistons, so no one's really gonna care that much because he is playing in a very bad small market team that is not getting any wins. Also, Jerami Grant's field goal percentage and efficiency has improved a ton since he was in OKC. I remember when he was in OKC and he was the young guy that just wanted to take all the shots, but now he doesn't want to just take all the shots. But what he does want to do is get his team involved and knock down a bunch of crucial shots at the end of games. And I know it's very frustrating to lose games, but he is kind of the tank commander right now for this Detroit Pistons rebuild. Because, I mean, if you look at their roster, they don't have a very promising young team. When the Pistons signed Jerami Grant, they were thinking, we're getting a very athletic scorer who can do a bit of everything. But what they didn't know was that they were getting their future star for this amazing rebuild. Because on the team already, you had players like Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin. They had just drafted Killian Hayes. So, I mean, no one really thought Grant would be this good, but here he is dominating, probably be an all-star this year. I mean, if not this year, then definitely next year, because the Detroit Pistons are going to be better next year than they are this year. Also, I think Detroit really needs to make a trade, but that's not really about Jerami Grant. So, I mean, Grant is in a tough position right now because I know being the star on a bad team is always really, really, really upsetting. Like, I can tell players who are stars on bad teams almost always want to be traded, but the Pistons need to make it satisfying for Grant so that he can score at least 25 points per game. I mean, it's either 25 points per game or he leaves the team. So they need to make him the focal point of their offense if they don't want him to leave. Grant had a career high a few weeks ago where he had 31 points and 10 rebounds. And there has been a couple games this season where he has recorded that exact same stat line, which just really shows how consistent of a player Jerami Grant really is, because you need your star player to be very consistent, and that is really what Jerami Grant really is. Now, yeah, I am high on Grant. Do I think he could be a number one option on a championship level team right now? Heck no. But what I think he can be is a number one option on a struggling team who is a 12 to 15 seed in a conference. And I